Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering why I'm erasing my huge list of things I need to do. Probably seems like a dumb idea, but I have a bigger plan. So let's start back at the beginning. I'm reading this book right now called Scarcity Brain, and the author, Michael Easter, he talks about this researcher who he was playing with his son with Lego, and they had this bridge that was wobbly, and the son, to fix the problem, he removed Lego pieces from the bridge in order to make it stable. And to the researcher, that was really interesting because his initial thoughts were to add more and to make it kind of more complicated in order to make it more stable. And so he decided to do research on this topic. I guess this is just how I interpreted maybe someone else's interpretation of research, but still. And in all of these adults, given similar kinds of situations, adults were always adding in order to fix the problem. Even when they were penalized for adding, even when it was incredibly obvious that taking away would very simply, efficiently, and quickly fix the problem, they were always wanting to add. And that got me thinking about problems in my own life and how I always try to add when things are difficult or I'm having a hard time with something. I always add more things to do. What's with that? It's so easy to think that taking away or removing something from a situation will be like losing something. But really, sometimes the easiest and most effective thing to do is look at the situation with fresh eyes and take something away so that other tasks or other things that need to be fixed don't become more complicated. You're able to get them done. And so what perfect timing when I myself am struggling with feeling overwhelmed by all of the many tasks, obligations, requirements, things that I need to do. So I decided that instead of taking on, I wanted to do a lot, you guys. I wanted to stop watching TV entirely. That's stupid. I wanted to stop drinking, working out every day, which I haven't been doing, no takeout, eating entirely from home, making sure I keep up with work and cleaning the house and making sure that when I'm with my child that we're together, we're like having quality time. And so instead, I'm going to go make a list of all of those many things, and I'm going to pick one or two of them. There are some things on that list that I'm already pretty okay at, so I want to maintain my okayness in those areas. But the other ones that I'm like really bad at right now, I think I'm just going to give myself a little bit of grace, a little bit of ease and leeway, and get to them later. But they're on my list, so I'll do them. I'll get back to my old ways. But I can't do it all at once. Too much is off right now. So that's what I'm going to go do. I'm going to make my list. I'm going to make it smaller, and I'm only going to have a couple of things that I'm going to focus on right now. One of the harder changes I've decided to make is dialing down my exercise significantly, just because I find that it's more important right now for me to focus on finishing renovations in our back room, which is where we used to work out until we tore it all apart so that we could redo it. It was pretty dilapidated back there, so it'll be nice to fix it up and have a nice space to work out and play in before winter comes. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to exercise at all. I exercise a lot naturally with Bodhi and going for walks almost every day. And we strength train together and do like kind of mini I call it yoga. It's not really a yoga flow, but we do some poses together until he climbs on me. It honestly does feel kind of icky to be intentionally cutting back on something like exercise, which is so important, but it's just something that I have to do right now so that I'm not trying to do everything all at once. One of the habits I'm maintaining is making meals at home most of the time. I haven't always been on it with this one, and I've still go through phases of losing my balance with it as well, but less so in recent years. I do really love experimenting and being creative with new recipes. I think that helps. So this was a new one for me where I combined, I think, 3 or 4 recipes that I found online to create an idea for these turkey meatballs with random vegetables that we just kind of had in the fridge and a ginger sesame sauce. I've never made any kind of meatball before, but I really liked these turkey ones. Next time, I think I'll make them in the air fryer because I really smoked up the house with this recipe, but I think I'll keep refining it because I really enjoyed it. This week, with minimizing my expectations for myself, so much overwhelm has been minimized. It's still there, but it's just not as intense. And I realized that my feelings of overwhelm were literally causing me to seek out numbing behaviors. And, that caused even more problems that I felt like I needed to fix. And so this reduction of overwhelm is really helping me naturally not grab for the alcohol or mindless TV watching and scrolling. And then something I didn't expect happened. A storm rolled in and I just felt inspired. Like the rain was washing away fears of showing up and encouraging me to go outside and just feel alive. So instead of trying to focus on all of the very many things I need to do, I'm prioritizing what needs done first and what feels realistic and doable. And I'm just kind of temporarily letting go of the rest of the changes that I want to make until I'm ready to take on more. I guess that's it from me for this week. Thank you for being here, and maybe I'll see you in the next one.